Wildfires in Western Canada continue to force residents out of their homes. For the latest developments, we are joined live by CTV's Jeremy Sharon. Thanks for joining us, Jeremy. So let's talk about what the current situation is in BC and Alberta.
Yeah, Jamie, it's still, watching the weather. The weather has been favorable both in BC and Alberta. Colder, damper temperatures or damper weather with a little bit of rain both in BC and Alberta. That has helped firefighting efforts. But what we've heard from firefighters is that to make a significant difference, they need sustained, substantial rain. And so while it's helping right now, it's not necessarily making the biggest of difference on the ground. The fires both in BC and Alberta continue to burn, continue to be classified out of control wildfires. Near Fort McMurray, we know that there are more than 170 firefighters fighting that fire, which is about 200 square kilometers, and it's about 6 kilometers from Fort McMurray, where that fire is burning right now. More than 6,600 people have been evacuated. And what we know there is that the front line of the fire is not accessible by road. They've been using helicopters to drop in crews of firefighters to fight the fires for hours and hours at a time and kind of swapping out as they go. So a substantial system ongoing near Fort McMurray to keep that fire from reaching Fort McMurray. And so efforts ongoing there. And a similar situation in BC near Fort Nelson, the Parker Lake fire. 4,600 people have been evacuated there. And firefighters continue to kind of fight that fire as well. It seems to be moving away from Fort Nelson at this point, which is a good sign. And again, the weather has been favorable in BC and has helped the fire from spreading too much. But still, firefighters are saying in both cases it could be weeks, if not months still, that these fires could continue to burn.
Let's talk about the people who are impacted by these fires. How are they doing, and what does the long weekend look like for them?
Yeah, it'll be a long, difficult long weekend for any evacuees, anybody impacted by this in BC or Alberta. In both cases, there's no talk of getting evacuees back throughout the long weekend. The date set to even start thinking about getting evacuees back in both cases is Tuesday, so following the long weekend. But again, there's so many variables at play, and if the weather continues to be favorable, perhaps that helps in containing the blazes and trying to ensure that things don't get worse, at least. But certainly going to be a difficult long weekend for many of the evacuees and people affected by these fires that are away from their homes, wondering what kind of impact this will have on them, if their homes have been damaged or not. And so difficult times for sure.
CTV's Jeremy Sharon, we appreciate the update. Thank you.
Anytime.